Welcome back to another episode. I'm here with Rylan.
Everyone.
All right, we'll go ahead and get into it. Carmelo Anthony was elected into the Hall of Fame this past week.
She definitely deserves it. I mean,
Definitely. For somebody that's never won a championship, he was good and he done a lot for the league.
Yeah, easily. But says here, former New York Knicks and Syracuse star Carmelo Anthony. Syracuse?
Yeah. New York.
Carmelo Anthony, has been elected to the Naismith Hall of Fame. Sources told ESPN Shams Charani. Obviously, Anthony was among the notable first-time nominees for this year's Hall of Fame class. He's one of the first people to be announced for this year's class, which is neat. He definitely deserves it.
Mm-hmm,
I mean, for all he's done, for a guy who doesn't even have an MVP or championship, he's proved himself. He definitely did, carrying the Nuggets and everything, man.
The Knicks.
Yeah. But it says here, the former third overall pick earned 10 All-Star selections, 6 All-NBA nods, 1 scoring title. You would think Melo would have more than 1 scoring title.
He was in the same league as Kevin Durant, though, you know what I mean?
That was his main thing that was scoring.
Yeah.
But and he also got all rookie first team honors over his 19-year career in the association. Anthony begins his career in Denver, with the Nuggets, leading the franchise to 7 straight playoff appearances, including a trip to the 2009 West Finals. He sits 4th on the club's, all-time scoring list, which is pretty neat. The Nuggets dealt Anthony to the New York Knicks midway through the 2010-11 campaign. He remained, perennial All-Star in the Big Apple and tallied an NBA leading and career high 28.7 points in the 2012-13 season. However, Anthony was unable to lift New York to, obviously past the second round of the postseason. They went against a lot of good competition.
Oh, yeah.
The Heat and crap like that. Of course, they weren't going to make it past
Celtics around that time. Holy crap!
I know, ridiculous. Definitely, probably the most overpowered the East was in forever.
Yeah.
But it says here he also had a brief stint with the OKC Thunder, Houston Rockets, Portland Trailblazers, and Los Angeles Lakers. He was named to the NBA's 75th anniversary team and sits 10th on the league's all-time scoring list. It also says here, Anthony led, what is it?
Syracuse,
to their first and only national championship in 2003. He was, a consensus All-American. Second team selection, he took home most outstanding player honors at the Final Four. A native of Brooklyn, New York, Anthony also thrived in the international stage, winning 3 Olympic gold medals for Team USA. There's the United States.
Yeah. So he definitely deserves to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Like I said, not an NBA champion or even a league MVP, but he scored a lot of points and done a lot for the league. And 28 points per game in 2012, 2013. You got to think he hit some threes, but that wasn't like hitting threes like these guys are now. So these guys are scoring over 30 points per game, but they're hitting a crap ton of threes. That's without a whole bunch of threes like they are nowadays.
Yeah. Melo wasn't shooting 3-pointers like Curry or whatever.
No, he was shooting some, but he wasn't shooting them every single shot like Steph Curry does, or half these other guys do, like Dame and Shea and all of them.
Yeah, they shoot a lot. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
But Melo definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for all he's done for the league and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so this week, it's all about Melo. So Carmelo Anthony is wanting to buy the Wizards.
He wants to pull Michael Jordan, but he's obviously not going to play and own the team at the same time.
Yeah.
But Carmelo Anthony is looking to join the NBA ownership ranks and has one particular franchise in mind. On a recent episode of his 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast, Anthony expressed interest in buying into the Washington Wizards and explained why he thinks he would excel as an NBA owner. I want to buy the Wizards. First of all, let me say that the 10-time NBA All-Star said, "I'll be a great owner, by the way. I am a former player. I understand players. I understand, personnel. He doesn't understand strategy, being strategic, understand how to build teams right, etc. Like, obviously, he's playing the NBA.
He knows how
everything.
It works, how it runs.
Yeah, he knows how the game works. He's been around the game his whole life,
Yeah.
But I also understand what I don't understand. I know what, I don't know. So with that, you also have to put people into those positions in, every position, like, the president, GM, like, they have, some type of basketball acumen. Anthony retired from the NBA in 2023. It's already been 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But it says here that included stints with the Denver Nuggets, New York Knicks, Oklahoma City Thunder, Houston Rockets, Portland Trail Blazers, and the Los Angeles Lakers. The Wizards are owned by Monumental Sports and Entertainment, which was founded by Ted Leonsis in 2010. The group's diverse portfolio also includes Capital One Arena, the NHL's Washington Capitals, and the WNBA's Washington Mystics. So they own all of those. But that's all I have for that. But I'd say Melo would be a good owner.
I think so.
He knows the game of basketball. I mean,
all right, like he said, and he's not afraid to admit what he doesn't know, what he doesn't understand. That's why you put people into his positions that do understand, like the president, and then the GM, and
all that. Just
coaching staff.
Yeah, just he could be an owner. Just if he doesn't understand some certain things, obviously, GM, like having the GM and stuff. I don't think Melo's a GM. I don't know.
Can't do any worse than Rob Pelinka. He pulled that Luka trade off his hind end. That wasn't even his idea. He got lucked into that.
That was not his. And Nico, I seen he was possibly getting fired.
I hope so.
Nico, he deserves it, man. Trey and Luka,
man.
Like
Luka on an off night last night gave us 19.
Or 19. Yeah. That's saying something.
What an off night. He was 0 for 6 from 3. First game, he hasn't scored a 3-pointer in like over 100 games. Like, he had like one of the highest streaks of all time, hitting a 3-pointer in every game. Like, not hitting a single 3-pointer, and dude gave us 19 on an off night. Come on.
That's ridiculous. It would be more, but they didn't count that 1 and 1.
Oh, that's bull crap. I thought I seen him hit 1-3 though last night while he's watching.
I don't remember, man.
Step back.
But
I thought it was.
They didn't. I swear they messed with the stats on
that. The refs completely ruined that game last night.
The refs were terrible.
But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Melo. Melo. He was a good player, and I think the Lakers done him wrong by not picking him back up after that 2021, 2022 season. I can't remember. Been too long ago. 2023 maybe. 2023. One of those years through there.
Yeah, I mean, he averaged like 13 for the Lakers.
Off the bench.
That's not bad.
Like,
yeah,
he'd be a good bench player right now. He'd be better than Gabe Vincent and Finney Smith. And
he played 69 games. He averaged 4.2 rebounds, 1 assist, 0.7 steals, 0.8 blocks. Averaged like 4.6 field goals made and only 10 or so attempted. He had a 44.1 field goal percentage.
Yeah. Like he didn't get a lot of minutes.
He played his 26 a game
minutes.
Yeah. But I mean, 26 minutes and averaging 13.3 points. That's good. That's really good.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know it's a short episode. We just came off an hour long gaming episode, so
kind of rough. We're trying to make this one short, so we're not going to try to talk about LeBron or anything like that.
Yeah, we're trying not to bring him up, we usually do.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
You guys are probably tired of hearing us talk about LeBron every single.
No, these guys know LeBron.
We do know LeBron. He listens to our podcast. But we appreciate you guys. That's all the talks we have. Go listen to our gaming podcast, Two Brothers Gaming. If you're into gaming, we just talked about it. Like it's an hour-long episode on the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct and the Nintendo Switch 1 Direct in March. So go listen to that. Only podcast social we have for this one is Instagram. So go follow us on there. Rylan, do you have anything else?
Follow our socials, check out if you guys want some merch or whatever from our gaming podcast, check that out. Our gaming Discord, etc. Check out all that if you want to. If you do like gaming, there's really not much to it other than that.
All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next week.